Norse Mythology. P16, Thor and the Clay Giant. The supreme god Odin had a habit of riding his horse, Sleipnir, to explore and protect the lands under his rule. Sleipnir was special, with 8 legs, running as fast as the wind, and able to traverse any difficult terrain. Whenever Sleipnir ran, its hooves left long trails of light in the sky, like radiant galaxies. During an adventure in the sky of Jotunheim, the land of giants, Odin was riding Sleipnir and soaring through the clouds. Suddenly, a giant appeared in the distance, riding a horse with a golden coat shining like sunlight. The giant introduced himself as Hrungnir and boasted that his horse, Gulfaxi, was faster and stronger than any horse in the 9 worlds. Hrungnir challenged Odin to a horse race to prove it. If Hrungnir caught up to Odin, Odin would have to admit that Gulfaxi was the fastest and strongest horse. Odin, not one to back down, agreed immediately. The race was incredibly intense. Sleipnir and Gulfaxi flew across the 9 worlds, from the icy land of Jotunheim to the fiery realm of Muspelheim. Hrungnir and Gulfaxi tried their best, but couldn't keep up with Odin and Sleipnir. After a while, Hrungnir realized they had reached Asgard, the kingdom of the gods. Odin, with his hospitality and admiration for Gulfaxi, invited Hrungnir into Asgard to enjoy the finest mead, a drink reserved for the gods of Asgard. Initially hesitant, Hrungnir accepted due to Odin's warm welcome and promised that the gods would not harm him. Hrungnir drank a lot of mead and became drunk. In his drunken state, he became aggressive and began insulting the gods. He claimed he would kidnap the goddesses and destroy Asgard. The gods grew concerned and decided to call Thor to resolve the situation. When Hrungnir saw Thor, he claimed he was too drunk to fight and challenged Thor to meet him in a few days at Jotunheim, the giants' arena, to settle the matter. Hrungnir returned to Jotunheim and told the other giants about the encounter. They were worried because they knew Thor was a formidable opponent. To help Hrungnir, they created a giant made of clay, 9 meters tall and 3 meters wide, but it needed a heart to function. The giants took a heart from a nearby old horse and placed it in the clay giant. On the appointed day, Thor, wielding Mjolnir and riding his divine chariot, approached Jotunheim. Hrungnir and the clay giant, Mökkurkalfi, stood waiting outside the fortress, surrounded by thousands of cheering giants who wanted to see Thor, the mighty god of Asgard, defeated. Thor and Hrungnir entered the battle. Hrungnir, with a body made of stone, held a stone shield and club. He withstood Thor's powerful blows from Mjolnir. Thor thought, this shield must have been forged by the skilled dwarf craftsman. The final clash. Hrungnir threw his stone club at Thor with incredible speed. Thor also threw Mjolnir to counter the club. Mjolnir shattered Hrungnir's club into thousands of pieces and continued to strike Hrungnir's head, killing him instantly. Unfortunately, a piece of the club hit Thor's head, causing him to stumble and fall. The giants around cheered and urged Mökkurkalfi to attack Thor. However, because the clay giant had the heart of an old horse, it was very timid and fearful. Seeing Hrungnir's death, Mökkurkalfi became so frightened that it urinated, flooding the area and causing its clay legs to soften. The clay giant collapsed, pinning Thor underneath. The gods rushed to help Thor, but none of them could lift the giant. Just then, Magni, Thor's 3-day-old son, approached. With extraordinary strength, Magni easily lifted the giant, astonishing the gods. Magni asked, "Father, why are you lying there?"